Hello everyone, my name is Joanna Andujar, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of how important it is to make school trauma informed, welcoming, and fair for everyone. Everyday children are all over the country are having these adverse childhood experiences, right? And some of these they can be seen as abuse, bullying, natural disasters, school shootings, separation from families, a big one right now, with the case of immigration. Now, it is our job as teachers to be able to be aware of this thing so we can understand how this can affect children, right? And their ability to learn. And so we need to be able to make our classrooms a safe place where they can grow and do well. Now, the importance of trauma in a classroom, right? To make our classroom as welcoming as we want and to be fair for everyone, we need to understand the different backgrounds that we have in our classroom and the problems that children bring to the table, what they're struggling with. When students go through stress, their bodies, their minds react in ways that we can never imagine. And it's hard for them to focus. It's hard for them to control their feelings or even to feel the safety in school. So, but when we encourage these practices, we are being sensitive to the trauma. We are trying to understand, we provide stability and that emotional support that gives the student that feeling that they're safe enough. Now, first, we're going to look at one specific ACE, family separation, which is a huge one, which can be due to, I'm not going to say as simple, but a divorce. It can be somebody, perhaps family members that are in jail, immigration problem, as I mentioned before, or being placed in a foster care. When someone goes through any kind of trauma, they might have that feeling of abandonment, which causes for them to have anxiety, have trouble trusting others, and they have emotional withdrawal. Because of this, students might find it hard for them to stay focused and they begin to have more behavior problems. Or they even stop participating in class altogether, and their self-esteem and academic achievements may drop. Now, some suggestions, right, that we can do in order to provide that safe, supported classroom are: one, you can build routines that are predictable. That way, it helps students to have that feeling that they can control it. Two, you can use a calm, empathetic tone of voice, right? Especially when these behaviors are occurring. We don't want to be able to trigger any fear of them feeling comfortable enough to be able to respond. And three, we should always be able to provide a cool down corner or a safe space, right? Where students can just reset emotionally. There's a lot going on. I just need a minute. And then you just go to the corner and they'll be able to calm down. Now, these practices show students that the classroom is a classroom that is stable and in an understanding environment. Okay, and another thing that is huge is partnership with families. This is so important. Teachers can partner with families in two ways, right? One way could be consistent communication. It could be through notes, phone calls, or perhaps like my school right now, they have an app where I'm able to communicate with parents and we build this strong connection, right? It's an open dialogue that we constantly have. Another one could be a referral to a school counselor, right? Sometimes as teachers, maybe we don't have the necessary tools to be able to help these families out. And then that's why when the counselor comes in, they're able to give that support to that family, right? Now, it is important for us to pre-build a safe space, right? So before we even get into the deep conversation to talk about trauma, there needs to be a safe and welcoming place. Students should know that the minute that they walk into that classroom, they're going to be respected, right? That the mistakes will be seen as an opportunity for them to learn and for them to grow, and that every voice matters, right? And lastly, the importance of advocacy and trauma-informed training. This is so important. As teachers, and not only as teachers, but school in general, should make it a goal to support trauma-informed training. We as teachers need to know how to spot trauma, right? To be able to identify it, and so that we can react according, right? So a child comes in and trauma happens, and we can be like, oh my God, like I don't know how to react. No, we have to be prepared for everything, and know how to and also know mental health resources, that we can provide for this family to support them. We can mistake trauma easily with reactions and bad behavior, and sometimes it's not bad behavior. Something is a cry out for help. But children won't always tell you exactly, oh, this is what I'm struggling with. They manifest in different ways. We are not just teachers. We are also here to fight for a safe place for these children. Thank you very much.